Hi Bachiter, my name's Daphne. I'm one of the essay correctors here at IELTSpodcast.com. Thank you for sending in your essay for some feedback. Apologies for the delay in getting it back to you. You've done a really nice essay here, but I think there's a few things that we can help you with before your exam. Thank you for telling me you've done it before and why you're doing it. So let's get straight into this. So international marketing, we need to be able to say to the examiner, we understand what this is all about, okay? And yes, you understand it, but I also think we can do this in a different way. We need to talk about advertising as well as marketing. So you say bigger organisations, especially from developed countries, use global marketing tools to spread their product information in order to attract consumer in foreign countries. Yes, fine, okay, but let's go large instead of big, or multinational even. So watch out here, noun-verb agreement. So multinational organisations, here's your verb, use global marketing tools to spread product information in order to attract consumers, I hope more than one, from foreign countries. So quite a few little things in that first sentence that the examiner would just kind of note, okay? So from foreign countries. That's fine. So I would say, what I'll do is when I'm adding in things, I'll try and put them in italics, okay? So then we know where we are. Now, rather than marketing there, I would immediately put advertising to show the examiner that you know what this is talking about, okay? Some people, now this I feel is too repetitive of the question. I know you've paraphrased it, but it's such a long question that the danger with paraphrasing is that it just loses its meaning. So some people, think who these people would be. I always say to my students, who would say this? And who are others? Yeah? So you could say, many advert or sales executives see it as an influence of outer powers. Many critics then. Many critics. See it as an influence of outer powers to control. It's a bit strong. See it as, I'd go, an unwelcome or intrusive. We can change this, the word form of this. I'm showing that we know the adjective development or trend even, because we don't want to have developed. So, but I'm using those two quite powerful adjectives there. And then I don't need all this bit to control a country's resources, because it's not controlling a country's resources, it's controlling consumers' money. It's a very different thing. But on the other hand, I don't think you need, on the other hand, you could, instead of others, you could put sales executives. And then you could have argue rather than believe that it generates ideas, and contributes to educate. You'd have to have the infinitive there. Educate towards different cultures. Yeah, we don't educate towards, we just educate people in different cultures and languages. Yeah, for me, this is a bit similar. Yeah, and so I would change this and I would say could generate an understanding, a better understanding of other countries. Change it so that you understand it and that I understand it, rather than trying to stay so close in a way. Has great benefits. Okay, lovely, good. In some countries, so in your layout, that intro is quite long. And then if you look at your paragraphs, that's quite short as a paragraph. That's okay. And then you've kind of got two conclusions. So we would strongly recommend on our course 4-paragraph structure. Keep it simple, 4 paragraphs. So this one, in some countries there's a belief, especially in the developing world, that big companies are trying to take control. So for me, I think those 2 lines are too similar to what you've already said in here. You've made that point, absolutely. So let's go for it. Yeah? So it is often argued that with the growth of advertising from overseas companies, for example, let's put an example, McDonald's, let's take, or Nike, local companies are put under threat because they cannot compete. That kind of thing. I'm not going to write the whole essay for you, but I just want to give you an idea of where we should be going on this big, strong topic sentence. Okay, so you want a big topic sentence at the beginning of that paragraph. This is the problem. Local companies can't compete. They don't have the power, they don't have the money, whatever. So when you say they, who do you mean they? Yeah, there's a belief, but then you say they. So who is they? We have to be careful here. Nationally owned companies should have control over the market instead of outer. So outer, you mean foreign, really. They have more resources and money to pour through international marketing. Okay, so let's talk about this. We want words like advertising budget. We want words like high profile. We want words like attractive to consumers. I mean, it's the consumer's choice in the end. So if they're advertising something that's attractive, that's a better price, that's a more exciting product, then of course that's going to generate a problem. So you might say later on that maybe some local restaurants have had to close because they can't compete with these big brand names who can advertise so much. So for me, that paragraph needs to go in that direction. Those are some possible words that you could be using. So when we do the online course with our students, we go through literally sentence by sentence how to write these essays. You've got 6.5 before, that's fantastic. So we do a really good deal on, if you've got 6.5, how to get you up to band 7. It's incredibly effective. Lots of videos from Ben and lots of essay corrections. So it really gets you in a good shape for the exam. However, though don't want through, you want though. International marketing, new consumer products and services can be launched in countries which could open doors for some domestic product. However, though, do you mean international marketing of new consumer products and services can be launched in the countries which could, yes, open up the door, good, for some domestic production and new markets. Watch out on the little tiny words, letters, for some local companies as well. Okay, good, more positive. For example, just a comma there. Amazon has poured, so present perfect. Either pause, so watch out, there's quite a few little grammar things, watch out on the grammar. Has poured a great amount of money into online shopping through high level of marketing in India, good, which has given birth. So again, present perfect. But I wouldn't say has given birth to, it's a bit strange. I would say it has introduced the market share to some domestically owned companies like Snapdeal, okay, who now have an equal share of the market. Okay, some introduced maybe let's go techniques. Okay, really good example. I like that paragraph. Great work, good. So here I would consolidate this into one paragraph. National boundaries are shrinking through international marketing, creates new economic possibilities. Social, the world has been progressed. You don't need a passive there, just has progressed significantly. Don't use a lot, use significantly. That's not very academic. So these kind of techniques, and these should be, you need another pronoun, these should be adopted more globally. Okay. And you don't need that. Okay, that's just duplication again. So I would expand your paragraphs. We talked to you about how to add examples because it's important that we add examples to make this more real and more academic. Okay, so well done. You've done a good effort there. I think we could help you a lot. So do have a look at the online course and it would be great to work with you.